Hi friends, here we are with the review of ThornCoin. Token names are as interesting as they come. I do wonder what will be the next name. Starting with the basic details, pre-ICO opened and closed yesterday within a second with 755 transactions netting in 22 bitcoins. ICO ends on 27 Jan. Total coins, 9 million of which about 69%, that is 6.2 million, go on sale. Rate starts at 50 cents going up to 120 cents. 3 level of referral commission. 7 phases in all, including the pre-ICO phase, and based on the number of registration till now, and of course the pre-ICO madness, this might be another scramble like that of Devercoin. Coming to the website design, most simplistic design, no performance issues of course, minimal information as usual, clearly communicating that lending and staking are the mainstays with no pretensions at all. Back office is minimal, decent, and usable. Basic details required simply to support the ICO. The exchange, staking, lending functions, of course, are under development, and I hope they are planning to really develop them. A good part is that withdrawal is permissible during any stage, even while the ICO is on. Of course, terms and conditions apply. Support section has only FAQs and a contact email ID. No ticketing system in place to track issues, at least as of now. Looking at the key points. They have a total of 2.8 million coins in reserves to play around with. I think it's a fairly small number to support the scheme for a lengthy duration. I hope they have some safeguards in place as I really like some other features in the scheme. Ether guarantees stability, of course, which means the token is yours even if the site shut down. The question is, what will you do with a possibly copy paste token if the site shut down? Easy to move Ether based token around, especially useful if they actually manage to list on external exchanges. I do with they were accepting Ether. We would have saved on transaction costs significantly. Qualified development team. No way to verify. You can count it as positive if you take this on face value, of course. Extensive marketing experience is definitely needed and shows up in the 1 second pre ICO closure. Infra readiness and redundancy is extremely important in such hyped ICOs, but again, we need to take this on face value. Withdrawal permission is probably the best part and shows an intention to stick around, but seems it was taken in mind for large investors only. If 4,000 bits is the charge for withdrawal, a person who speculates 100 USD loses half of it in withdrawal and probably another 5% while transferring initially. Buyback to reduce supply and artificially increase prices. This is, of course, a good sign. Minimal capital lock. This features allow you to get out well before the duration of lending closure. There is a 25% penalty, but at 43% monthly, even if you get out after losing 25% in 60 days, you are still getting a 61%, though it all depends on the token price rise predictably. Lending bonus based on new members post ICO is, of course, a good way to hype the ICO up. Quickly go through the roadmap now. There are essentially two main items of interest. Internal exchange launch. Doing the same 10 days after lending starts. Align it well with the first few sets of internal accrual and is likely to help improve sentiments at launch, which would push the price northwards. External exchange launch in March, though looks great expectations, seems unrealistic at best, but if they do, it could do wonders for the token price at least in the near term. Coming to my favorite slide, which has essentially become a repeat in all my crypto lending reviews. No actual business model. Get funds from the investors. Start giving high interest rate. List on exchanges. Let greed drive the price up and let the dream continue till the bubble bursts. case of ThornCoin, since it seems well in demand, I do expect the price to jump quickly post listing. The possible scenario that occurs is gold till quarter third, post which they probably run out of coins. At this point, they either need to dip into the funds to provide the extra jump and hope the token moons or they run into trouble. I hope they have some ace up their sleeves to plan a further scenario. Intentions and hype. Domain was registered a month back. Shows inconsistency with the roadmap. But that's what we have come to expect of crypto lending tokens, haven't we? But the registrations for 7 years is a good sign. Regarding engagement levels, as per estimates from Alexa, they seem to be doing okay. A bounce rate of just about 30% is high. But being another Me Too website, this is okay. Page browse is decent as the number of pages is limited itself, and time per user is pretty high, showing a fairly good level of engagement. The key is the hype, and pre ICO on 19 Jan being sold in 1 second is an encouraging sign. Looking at social presence, Twitter and Telegram are good while FB is lagging. Doesn't matter though if the hype is already there. So here is our final checklist. Readiness level are medium. Risk, like all such schemes, is very high, especially with no contacts and team details. Ability to execute seems okay. There are standard Ponzi loopholes. Hype is high based on the pre ICO rush. Overall, I will give it a B rating primarily owing to the hype. What works for them is the hype, good marketing, withdrawal options, buyback, incentivized lending, and minimum capital lock. What doesn't work is the low likelihood of getting the tokens, high withdrawal fee, no ticketing system, unrealistic price projections, and low number of coins to play with. Should I gamble? If I like crypto lending Ponzi and speculate on faith, then I should speculate an amount I'm not afraid to lose. Else I should stay away. Additionally, I won't like to stay for more than a couple of quarters. Thanks for reaching here. If you think the review was useful, please do like the video. If you plan to speculate on this, please use my referral from the link given in the description. Thank you.